Hello. This weekend we talked about one of the subjects that I think is the most important topics in the Bible when we talk about the character of God. We talked about specifically God's mercy. And God's mercy is so important that Jesus quoted Hosea the prophet 2 times in the New Testament. Hosea 6 verse 6 says that God desires our mercy, or desires for us to show mercy more than he desires our worship. In other words, more than he desires for us to come in and sing songs about how wonderful he is and how great he is and how much we love him, that he desires that we would show one another mercy, just as he has shown us mercy. In fact, in the New Testament, he was challenged on what is the greatest command of all. And Jesus said to love God with all of your heart, but to love your neighbor as yourself. Now, the man he was talking to tried to justify himself, and he said, well, who is my neighbor? He wanted to kind of limit his exposure. And so Jesus said, let me tell you a story about a good Samaritan who walked along the road and found a man who had been pummeled to the ground for no good reason, just to be robbed. And a Levite had walked through and just walked right by him. And a priest had actually walked by him, but they did not stop to render him help. But the Samaritan, who was of a different race, a different culture, in fact, Samaritans were despised by the Jews, and yet he saw the man's need, and he stopped and he rendered him care, and then he took him to an inn to be cared for and paid for that. Now, the reason that is so important is because you've got a Levite and a priest who are responsible for praise and worship for the people of Israel, and they were, they were worshipers and known for their ability to worship and lead others in worship, but they denied the man mercy and walked right by. Mercy is so important to us because God commands us to be merciful. And God has given to you and to me mercy. And so he says we ought to give mercy to others as well. And we're told very specifically that if we don't show mercy to other people, that we will not be shown mercy ourselves. Why is that so important? Because it's the nature of God. And guess whose image we are created in? We are created in the image of God. And every time we show the nature of God in our acts, we're actually glorifying God. At a higher level, apparently, Jesus said in the prophet Hosea, than actual verbal praise or lifting hands or those kinds of, those are important things, but it's more important. Because what if we lift our hands and praise the Lord, but then turn around and treat somebody like dirt? We miss the whole point. And so every time, my friend, that you are showing mercy to somebody else, even though they may not deserve it, but you show them mercy anyway, you are acting like God in a sense. You are acting out that nature of God that he put in you when he created you. You're fulfilling his very purpose for your life. So look this week for people that you can show kindness and compassion and mercy to. God bless you.